So we're now pretty far into harvest for this particular vintage. It's been met with quite a few challenges: heat spikes, the threat of smoke taint. It's really unpredictable weather. Probably one of the more challenging vintages I've experienced. It really makes us really evaluate everything very, very closely before we decide to pick anything. So going forward for Ramsgate, we are doing both micro fermentations and testing all of our fruit prior to picking where we can. This Syrah is coming from Kenwood, the Richards Vineyard that's really important to me, but it was also one that tested negative prior to picking. So our hope is that the fruit's still clean. We're going to give it everything we got to make the best wine possible and reevaluate during fermentation and pre-barreling down. Quality looks really nice otherwise. We had some really high heat during the Labor Day weekend. Put this fruit right in the right spot for picking. Good sugars, good freshness. The one major thing we're doing differently this year is typically I like 100% whole cluster for Syrah. I just feel like that's part and parcel to the flavor that I love in Syrah. This year we're backing off quite a bit. So last year I did 100% whole cluster. We stomped everything. This year we're doing about 30%. Somewhat risk management, trying to reduce surface areas, stuff that might have come in contact with smoke. However, I still feel like a little bit of whole cluster is important to the style of Syrah that I like to make. What's unique about this vintage is it's turning out to be one of the earliest vintages for most of California. For us, we're nearly done with Pinot Noir. We're essentially done with Chardonnay, and it's the first full week of September. So the last time I picked this in 2015, prior to Ramsgate, I picked it on September 13th. Today's the 11th. So in many ways, it's playing like a very early vintage. Getting here to picking, though, has been quite the challenge, as I've already said. The 2015s really ended up being concentrated and full throttled. So I'm really excited to see what happens next.